Today, we're back on the trail in the Wipers Valley, ready to push our Subarus to their limits on a little known trail that has a lot to offer. Not only will we be putting the Forester through its paces, but we're also testing out a freshly modified Crosstrek. Will both vehicles conquer the V-notches, rocky ledges, and water-filled ditches as we push forwards? Or will we be forced to break out the recovery gear? Stick around to find out. What is up, and welcome back to another adventure here in Alberta. Today, well, we got the Forester and we're doing something a little bit different, a trail we've never done before, at least on camera. This is an unnamed lookout trail. It's got a couple cool little V-notch obstacles that we're going to try. Obviously, we're going to do the hard line, see what we can do. I think because I don't have that rear locker yet still, we're going to be limited, but we're going to see what's capable. And then we're also joined by another Crosstrek Wilderness Crosstrek. It's Ernesto's. If you've seen a couple videos ago, Ernesto had the Baja. Well, he also has a lifted Crosstrek that we're going to go ahead and take off-road. It's got the Ironman suspension. It's got some all-terrain tires. And, well, today we're going to see what it's capable of. So let's go ahead and hit the trail. Just a few meters into the trail, it was clear we were in for an exciting ride. With a center ridge and a few deeper cross ditches, we carefully maneuvered around, fully flexing out the Subarus. And after a short drive through the forest, we encountered our first major obstacle, a pair of ledges with a narrow notch in between them. Up for a challenge, I decided to tackle them head on, but with no locker and wheels lifting on both sides, it didn't take long before I was stuck, spinning in place. After a few attempts, I decided to back up and realign my wheels to straddle the notch, and after that, I was simply able to drive right up. As for the Crosstrek, we quickly realized that with its stock front bumper, it would likely take a hit. So we opted to navigate around one of the ledges and drive across. With both vehicles successfully through the obstacle, we continued down the trail, handling the cross ditches and water crossings as we ascended. And well, like I said, this isn't my first time actually doing this trail. I've done this trail a couple of times just scouting it out because it's a new trail that we haven't really discovered before. So I wanted to see what it would look like and see if it's like something really chill, just a little switchback, or something a little more challenging like we are on today. As you saw, right as we get into it, we have two little cross-ditch cross-axle things and then a bigger obstacle about a quarter way up. We're about halfway, I would say, up right now. And we still have one bigger obstacle to take on, and then we've got a couple little more cross ditches. I tried to take the hardest lines in this Forester, as you saw in that one little section. I just wasn't going to make it. If I had a locker, I think I would have made it no problem. The biggest issue there was just that I was lifting a wheel on both axles. And once that happens in a Subaru, you're pretty much done unless you got X mode like the Crosstrek. The Crosstrek's been doing incredibly well. As you saw, it like lifted crazy, and we thought we were going to be stuck there because we found sometimes the X mode will kind of like shimmy a little bit before it figures it out. It did it right away. It could be contributed to the extended travel for the Ironman stuff, or it could just be that the lighter Crosstrek is able to do a little bit more with X mode right away and it doesn't have to think. So yeah, I'm quite impressed right now, and I might actually be getting stuck here. Yeah. So hard lines, sometimes you just got to take it a different way. That wheel right now, as you can tell, is just rocking about. Which one might be just. Here we go. and we were able to sneak our way through. Eventually, when I do have a locker, it'll make trails like this just crazy easy, but for now we're just kind of having to pick our lines very carefully and, well, still have a lot of fun. So with that being said, we're going to continue making our way up. You'll see when we get to the next obstacle, it's like a chute. It's pretty cool, and it's kind of, again, very V-notchy, which will be interesting to see how the cars handle it. I was able to do it before, so I should be able to do it unless it changed over the winter, but we will have to see when we get there.
As we continued our ascent, we eventually reached the ridge, offering us our first breathtaking view of the valley below. But the trail didn't let up, challenging us with rocky ledge after rocky ledge. And at times, we had to carefully spot the Crosstrek to ensure its bumper and skid plates cleared the rocks. But finally, after navigating the last switchback and the following ridge, we found ourselves face to face with today's biggest obstacle.
And well, we're at the second obstacle. As you can see, it doesn't look bad, but we'll just go ahead and walk a little bit further, and you'll see a little bit more of a V-notch. This isn't bad. We can scout our way through this. There's one problem area that gives, well, pretty much every Subaru an issue. Me particularly, because I don't have X mode, but vehicles with X mode can get through this. It's just a little more difficult. So it's not bad. It's a little notchy. This is what we would see out here typically is these kind of trails, kind of an old cut line. But then this is where it becomes a problem. Look at that. So there's like a good V-notch rock on the side, and you can kind of angle, but you can't get your angle all the way here. I got a good bumper, so I can kind of slam my nose in there, but it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, I think. Crosstrek X mode will do fine. It's going to be making sure it has enough clearance that I can get through here.
Having tackled this trail before, I was confident in my line choice. I maneuvered around the driver's side of the obstacle, then turned passenger, dropping the wheel into the notch. And with a little bit of wheel spin, I pulled myself through without much of a fuss. The Crosstrek, however, with its slightly less suspension travel and rocker clearance, required a bit more finessing. We carefully navigated its way over the notch, teetering as we inched it forwards. And with some patient maneuvering and only an inch to spare, we maneuvered the Crosstrek around the ledge, finally guiding it through. And from there, it was smooth sailing all the way to the top.
And well, there we go. We made it to the top here. As I said, there isn't really even a name for this place or this trail or this hill, but we made it to the top. We took all the hard lines, and well, both the Forester with my creative line choices and the Crosstrek, which did really, really well, made it to the top. As you saw, we did have to obviously navigate the Crosstrek and navigate my car through the lines. We couldn't just go straight up, but I think that's a fun part about driving Subarus on these trails. So usually we would enjoy this amazing view. There's some really nice Rocky Mountains right there that actually are the ones we see when we're in Wipers Valley Road. But because we are at the end of summer, unfortunately, it's a little bit smoky and we don't have as nice of a view as I would have liked and that we usually get here. So we're just going to have a little bit of a lunch, and then we're going to actually just explore up that little trail. I think it goes up to the summit, because this isn't technically the summit. We're just going to see what's up there, see if there's anything, and then we're going to go ahead and make our way down. Obviously, with gravity, everything is so much easier, so I don't anticipate much of a challenge on the way back down.
After a quick bite to eat, we continued our journey up the trail. However, as we crested the next ridge, the path seemed to stretch on endlessly, and with limited time today, we made the decision to turn back and retrace our steps. On our way back, we tackled the notch with ease. Gravity was now working in our favor. As we approached the rocky ledges, the Forester made it through. And with just a bit more spotting, we ensured the Crosstrek was also coming back scratch-free as we navigated it through without any issues. And as we neared closer to the bottom of the trail, we smoothly made our way through the water crossings and cross ditches, while having a little bit of fun.
And well, like I said, gravity is your friend when you're going back down the trail. You can do some pretty stupid stuff, like I was lifting the rear tire probably about a foot, and if you were doing that in this car trying to go up, like if you're lifting the front one, you would need a locker to be able to climb that, so it's fun to do that. And well, the Crosstrek, obviously with its features and its hill descent, it makes this look easy, right? You just put in a hill descent and it just slowly crawls down, so Ernesto's got a really nice drive down here. But it's not too difficult, as I said, with the gravity on our side, so we're able to kind of go a little bit faster, obviously because it's a little rocky and a little rough, and there is still some tricky spots. We can't like fly down here like you would on a logging road, but it's definitely a quicker way down. So we're going to continue along this way. We got the one last obstacle, which obviously I'm going to do the hard line down, get some rear wheel lift, ooh, that was a big bump, and have a little bit of fun.
Finally, as we approached the last switchback, we faced the final obstacle. Again, not one to shy away from a challenge, I decided to tackle the descent head-on and straight down the center. I carefully crawled down the rock ledges, teetering on 3 and sometimes even just 2 wheels, before finally getting all 4 wheels back onto solid ground. Not wanting to damage the Crosstrek, we opted for a more cautious approach as we navigated it along the outer edge before crossing back over, avoiding any bumper scrapes. Making for an interesting ride as the rear wheel lifted a good 2 feet in the air before coming back down. And with that, we are pretty much home free, smoothly making our way through the last notch section and to the trailhead.
And well, there we go. We're at the trailhead and all aired up. So, turns out these two Subarus can do this unnamed trail. As you saw, there was a couple little tricky sections here and there. And if you take the fun lines, it's a ton of fun. The Crosstrek lifted that rear tire on that last section like crazy. I was like up to my chest here and just rolled out of it. As I said, gravity can let you do some pretty stupid and fun things on the trail and still have a lot of fun doing it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was really cool to see what that Crosstrek was capable of. As I said, got some all-terrains and some Ironman ATS lift on it, and it does incredibly well. With that being said, let me know if you would hit this trail in your Subaru. And while you're down there, don't forget to go ahead and check out Flat 4 Offroad for all your off-road Subaru needs and the channel memberships. And I will be seeing you guys in the next adventure.